Hi, I'm Ken Krell. Speakers, authors, coaches, thought leaders come to me to discover how they can take their current position and turn it into high-powered, high-profit, transformational digital events. I can do the same for you too. You're about to watch an excerpt of one of our online events that I think you may find very powerful. After that, I'll meet you and we'll talk about it. Let's get the show on the road. Welcome to the Really Useful Show. I am your host, Ken Krell. Yes, we are doing this in the middle of a conversation because we're just going to get it going, boys and girls. I'm with Ian Burton here, and finally, I've got someone I'm interviewing on the same side of the planet with me. It is great to hear a non-unique accent. I'm in Australia. We have an Australian accent from the incredible Ian Burton. How you doing, Ian?
Good, mate. How are you going?
I'm awesome, thanks. It's great because we're both in the same time zone. It's fantastic. It's easy to do. It's like shocking how this thing works. Ian, tell everybody what it is that you do and what your jam is. I'm going to let you tell the story.
Well, mate, I'm here. I'm helping those new to leadership, especially those from technical backgrounds who are struggling to figure out what's missing. So I'm helping them leverage those inherent strengths that they have to become great leaders.
Nice. So since we're talking about technical people, give me an example of like who that ideal person is, and actually better yet, tell me about someone you've actually worked with and who that kind of ideal person is, what you're most proud of.
Yeah. Well, look, probably it's people who have come from from a technical background. So I spent nearly 20 years in technology support and infrastructure, and I became really, really good. But I was constantly demotivated because all the leaders I saw made poor decisions and they communicated them really badly. So I decided that there must be some management joke that I was missing out on. And so I went and did an MBA. I went and did other postgraduate studies in management, in leadership, only to realize that there wasn't a joke. There was no punchline. These so-called leaders were, in fact, they just weren't showing any leadership qualities at all. So I used all of those experiences, all of that education to develop a process and systems, and I created a toolbox and framework for people like me to develop a strong leadership foundation, and it resulted in my decisive leadership program. A couple of people who have gone through it, I've got a couple of stories actually, if I can. It was just recently on a Friday afternoon session with a client. It was a marathon 2-hour session, which is why I remember it. And it got pretty deep. The following Monday, I called to say hi, check in, see how things were going. And he actually told me that he had had trouble sleeping for 2 nights. And I thought, oh, something terrible's happened. So I went and sort of asked why. And he said, look, actually, it was really, really positive. Turns out he had undergone a transformative realization that his technical strengths were in fact an advantage in his new leadership role, not a disadvantage. And this meant that he could then take the tools that I'd shared with him, and I'm still sharing with him now, to help his company's leadership team, not just himself, but the team as well, grow and extend the capabilities of the company. Another client has recently moved into a new company in a relatively junior role. And again, as a result of my guidance, she's now working with a member of the senior leadership team on growing the company to offer a new suite of products, not just something simple. So yeah, that's really there.
So give me, we're running out of time, but is there one quick tip that you can give to me? Most of our audience tends to be entrepreneurs. Is there something that you could share with us from the standpoint? And for those that
absolutely
because I mean, I'll tell you, my sense of it is, I don't care whether you're technical or not. Most entrepreneurs getting started, whether are not that competent on leadership for that matter. I don't think you need to be technical or not. People still need to learn that steps to take charge.
Yeah, look, one of the key principles I've found useful is to consider any decision we're using 3 underlying principles: people, structure, and process. First, you have to have the right people. They're the foundation for any solid decision. Without that solid foundation, virtually nothing will work properly. Second, you need to have a solid structure. Structure ensures you have good information. Having structure also means you are less likely to miss options, miss pitfalls, and miss opportunities. And as an entrepreneur, if you miss an opportunity, that's just awful. Third, you need to have a consistent process. And this means that if you've got the right people involved, they then become able to share information quickly, efficiently, and that saves time, money, and energy. So
Awesome.
that's my tip.
Love it. Ian, we're running out of time. If there's a way people can get in touch with you, what's the best way that they can reach you?
Mate, look, I've got a couple of things. What's the best way to share? I've got a decision framework cheat sheet that I'd like to share. What's the best way to do that?
Best thing to do is give it to us. We'll put it in the show notes. And you guys, all you need to do is go to reallyusefulshow.com, look for the Ian Burton episode, and we'll put it there. How's that?
Perfect. All right. The other way, in those show notes, maybe we can include a link to book a brainstorm with me.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get your contact information in there. It'd be awesome.
Cool. And I've got a Facebook group, Decisive Leaders. So just search for that, Decisive Leaders. And obviously I'm on LinkedIn and so on.
We'll stick everything in there. It's all good.
Perfect.
Ian Burton, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. So that's one short taste of how you can use the power of digital events to help people transform their lives and find a new way to live. Want to learn how you can put it to use in your own business? Well, stick with me for the Digital Events Essentials Plan. It's called DEEP. It'll take you through how you can plan, produce, and profit from your own online events. It's pretty great, it's pretty free, and I think you'll like it pretty much. So come join me. Click the link either in the description below or somewhere on this video itself, and we'll take you over there. It's completely free. I think you're going to love it, and it will give you the plan you need to plan, produce, and profit from your own digital events.